right, folks, welcome to Shay's Corner. It's your girl, Shay Michelle. I do have a lovely, gorgeous, beautiful artist in the building today. Her name is Rach. What's up, Rach?
Hey.
Hey. She is flawless. Oh, my God. Look, so those who don't know that, well, that's not really too familiar with you, go ahead and briefly introduce yourself.
Hey, y'all, my name's Rach. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. Repping that all day, born and raised. And I am a recording artist. I rap, I sing, I songwrite, I produce, I dance. I kind of do it all. Like I said, I was born and raised here, so everything I do is from my city. I'm currently a hairdresser, so that's how I make my money, so I can pay to get in the studio and make all these tracks.
Okay. Born and raised, most definitely. Like, okay, so what actually got you into doing the music? I know, we kind of briefly talked a little bit when we were off air about, you started out playing the violin, which we both share common interest. What started you into your music?
I think, it started way back when, but my older brother, he always used to listen to rap, and I would listen to classical because I was a little kid, and my mom was just like, "Here, listen to this." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I would just be walking past his room, and I'll hear Tupac and Biggie, and I'm like, man. So it was always something I always was like, "What is that?" I'm so interested by it, and so going into school and things, I started the violin when I was in 4th grade. So my classical was always there, but I always had that other side that I love, Tupac, Biggie, E40. That's what he was doing.
Yeah,
exactly. Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Right. No doubt. It's definitely pretty cool when you can intertwine both of them with classical and hip hop, because hey, it's both of them are music, and it's an escape to man, it's so much. It's a broadened range as far as music goes, because it, ranging from classical on to hip hop and etc. Because I was a listener of classical as well, so that's dope. That's dope. And when you can intertwine both. Now I do also think that you did a few ciphers when trying to, as far as a teenager growing up as well. So how did you get into the ciphering from classical to ciphering? Wow. How did that come about?
So I took violin into middle school, and I kind of got bored with it, I guess. So we would sit in class and just be bad, and that's how it started. We would just sit in a circle, turn our desk into a circle, and just go for it. And it just kept on. In high school, I remember this kid, and his name was Mike, and I always looked up to him. Him and this other kid, Deb, they would always be we thought they were going to be the rappers of the century, and they could freestyle. So one day I just walked up to Mike, hit my little freestyle. It was whack. He's cut me off. Nope. It started spitting. I'm I gotta get better at this. Even though I had guts to do it, he still killed me, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing. But it started from being in school, just going for it.
Just being a regular ass kid. I feel you. I feel you on that, because I remember them days when they beating on the desk with the pencils and everything, and they had a BA going, hey, that's where it kind of all came from, the whole interest in music, period. I mean, I can dig that. Now, what are a few artists that you actually work with in Ohio that's currently featured on some of your tracks?
A lot of my artists are just the producers right now. I haven't actually got to do a feature, which isn't odd, but it's more I guess the time will come when I just pick the right person. But as far as the artists that I'm working with, I work with London Elixir, and I met her in college, and we ended up seeing each other again just on some music stuff 4 or 5 years later. She was still doing her music, so I ended up working with her. She's real dope. She produced Check and a couple other songs I have. And then Kirk Diggler. He produced a couple of my songs too. He's like a DJ and he produces, and he's also like an alter ego, Black Swan. That's his.
Already, right.
So
I mean, sometimes you have to have all those talents like that. So hey, I can dig it.
I think so. I think it helps. Let's see. I work with Diggy Dolce. She is the studio that I engineer at, and she produces, she raps too, and she hosts like a lot of shows for artists. Work with her, and the rest of the artists I work with, I mean, they're scattered, a lot of DJs and stuff like that, but a lot of the artists I work with, matter of fact, I see them at the cyphers, and that's how I get to know them better, whether I want to mess with them or not, because there's a lot of talent around here coming up.
It is. I mean, Ohio has it going on because they rooted in the music over there. So hey, I can dig that. I mean, and they're starting to be more known and recognized more for their talent that they have out there, and people need to wake up, stop sleeping on them. So what actually what was your major rap influences growing up?
Like I said, whatever my brother was listening to was what I was going for. So eventually, like, Jay-Z got really strong into, my vernacular. Bone Thugs and Harmony, they're from Cleveland. So, and matter of fact, Busy Bone is like around my neighborhood. So it's like I would listen to the tape and know when to flip it and stuff, like all recorded, all jacked up, recorded, like, oh yeah, that's first of the month. Yep, we in there. So,
right. Now, today's influences, what would you say your today's musical influences are? Since times has changed, and we used to that 90s type hip hop, but what would be your musical influence for today, like today's time?
My baby Tinashe, I love her. I don't know why.
Okay.
Shout out to Tinashe, I love her. I really like Travis Scott. He's super talented. The young kids that's out, like the mumble rap, like it's some of them they're hit or miss, but it's like some of them just know how to pick good beats, or they just are actually saying something even though you can't understand it. But kind of like
you gotta listen very carefully. Like, wait a minute, what did he say? And when I listen to some of the younger generation rap, I'm like, okay, I'm getting old. I feel like I'm really getting old because, like, what did he say? Like, what is going on? Lil Uzi, Bird, and all these. I'm like, okay, no, wait a minute. What?
They talk about chicken wings and ketchup, like, no clue.
Wow. So what would be artists that you would like to work with today, whether it be locally or worldwide?
Locally, I recorded in the studio with Elliot Trent, and he's really like up and coming. So I would love to do something with him as far as like production work or even featuring. And worldwide, like I think Missy is like one of my biggest like idols, mentors. Like I love how she dances, keeps it party, keeps it light. That's my girl. So I would love to do something with her. And then let's see, who else? I had it on the tip of my tongue. It's so many people. It's so many people. Like I said, Tinashe, I love her. There's this group called King too. They're really dope. It's a girl group, and they just have this crazy voice. Like, there's a lot of girls that I want to work with. LaPortia Renee that just won American Idol.
Oh wow, yeah. She's dope.
Her album blew me away, and I was like, man, like, I just want to work with her just to pick something up from her. Like,
And you know what? And that's pretty dope coming from you as a female artist, because most female artists want to be standoffish with working with other female artists because of whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? And that's pretty dope of you to even say that you want to work with other female artists. So do you think that it's controversy in Ohio as far as working with each other as female artists?
I think I definitely think so, and I think that it takes somebody with a strong character to just break that mold, because like women in hip hop are the new breadwinners. It seems like you got Nicki killing it, Remy coming back killing it. Then you got all the other artists that kind of rap, Kehlani, you know what I'm saying? Like people that are almost, but they're still like the breadwinners. Like their message is, I don't need a man, I'm independent. And that's how a lot of women have to be. So if we don't stand up like men do and work with each other and stick up for each other like how guys do, like I don't feel like I don't necessarily mind working with guys, but at the same time, sometimes there's blurred lines because they want one thing and you just trying to work, and they're like, what's up? Like, so is it going to affect the quality of your work? Because I just, so sometimes I like working with women because they're like to the point, like, what's up? Like, you want your money? Yeah, I want my work. And we get the job done. Yeah. But as far as like other artists, man, like you can't say that it's not going to be there, but at the same time, if you're not doing what you're supposed to, they're not going to be there. So if you're doing what you're supposed to, there's always going to be somebody that don't agree with what you're doing, which is okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Because I mean, if there isn't any hate or any type of jealousy, you wouldn't be doing your thing. So hey, shout out to doing your thing and showing love to other female artists. So that's dope. Now, as far as love life, though, would you say that your career or in like as far as being an artist, do you have time, or how do you juggle the time with your love life if there's a love interest?
I don't have anybody, and I'm like, I don't have a boyfriend. People be like, oh, I thought that was your dude. Like, no, that's my friend. Like, no, like, I don't have time for anybody, and I'm kind of happy because when you don't have nobody in your life, you just kind of are so in tune with yourself, and you can focus on what you want.
Exactly.
That's really all there is to it. Like, I'm at a point where I'm just like, I really want to focus. And that's why that song Check is like, it's not the story of my life, because it kind of like is more sexual innuendos, which I'm like comfortable with my sexuality, but like, it's just saying like, I'm not looking for a guy that just wants to have sex with me. Like, if you want to be with me, like be on the same page as I am, like be about your job, be about your check. Like, that's really all I ask for. So, I'm sure that'll come eventually, but right now, like, I just got to do what I got to do. Like, I don't include
Exactly. So even in the time when you did have somebody, did you find it hard to like, for them to be comfortable with your career as a rap or as an artist yourself, or pursuing your career? Did you find it hard that for the support of them?
Definitely, and I feel like I dated a guy from Cleveland, and he was a rapper too, and he had connections with different people in Cleveland, so he was doing his thing. But like, I would play him my stuff. This is like 3-4 years ago, and he would just be like, I mean, it's all right. But now 3-4 years later, I play it for somebody else because I just put it up like, oh, this maybe is trash, whatever. Like, I would listen to them like for their advice, like maybe it is trash, and then I play it for somebody else down the line. They're like, "What? Why didn't you do nothing with this?" Like, so like, you gotta really be secure with yourself, but you gotta know that the person like doesn't have jealousy issues. They could mess up your whole groove, just because they're like, you can't get ahead before I do. Like, oh, okay,
exactly.
Work, but...
It's like that crabs in the bucket thing. Yeah, I don't want you to shine. Let me bring. Like, no, like, you're supposed to support me. So I said that because, being in the industry of music, it's a lot of that as far as when you have a significant other, there might be like jealousy issues or even not the support that you want. But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy that he was like,
you got a situation like
knock your music, because if then too, it could have been a jealousy thing as far as you being hotter than him. Yeah, I mean, hey, you never know. But what are your upcoming events out there in Ohio? Because I know, we're out here in Texas and whatnot, but still, what are your upcoming events so I can, definitely shout out and try to stay tuned on what you got going on, current events of what you got going on.
Okay, so like I said, tonight is Battle of the Sexes at Pace the Trinity. Late May, I have a show coming up called Free Love. I'll be doing some performances. And let's see, in June or July 1st, I'm doing the Tribe Stock Throwback Festival. This guy, Johnny Boback, who's throwing it, he's doing a 2-day festival with different artists. So they play a lot of instruments and bands and stuff. So I'll be part of that. And I think I'll be on campus at OSU this Sunday. So I got a couple of things coming up.
You do. I definitely will, because it sounds like you stay busy, and that's good to keep being consistent and being buzzing people's ears and being seen as well, because not only they want to hear you, people want to see visuals and be seen or whatnot. Now, on your new track Check, do you have a visual coming out, or is there a visual or video for your track?
I am working on choreo right now, so I definitely want to drop a visual for it. There's nothing yet, but I think, it's just going to take time to produce some quality for everybody so they really be, entertained, not just out in the grass singing.
Right. No doubt. So now, as far as the community and you giving back to the community, what do you do as an artist to give back to the community?
Definitely. I'm not involved in any charities, but I take my time, to mentor youth. I help a lot of younger people with their rapping. I try to get them involved with stuff. I have a son, he's 9, so I spend a lot of time with him and his friends doing things with them. I just try to really give back to the youth, encourage them, help give them money when they need money for stuff, if they doing their sports or if they just trying to, do something with music. I definitely try to help with the kids, even with hairstyling. I mentored, a high school student so she could get her license going, and I did that because I wanted to. So a lot of my stuff is not necessarily noted, but I'm more I take one-on-one approach with the youth, and I talk to them. I love the youth because we go hand in hand. One is inspiring and one is teaching. So I just love being able to give back to somebody who's given to me as well, just helping them and being around them, really. Sometimes it'll just be people I know, from their parents, and the kids know me, so I'm always looking out if it's a young lady and one of the young guys is trying to talk to her, let me go over there and snatch her up real quick.
Right. Of course. And our youth nowadays need that uplifting and encouragement, and someone that I can actually come to for as far as support or whatnot. But that's definitely dope, and I definitely continue to encourage you to be a part of this youth life, because some of them are, very misled nowadays by certain influences of the world's influences now. So that's definitely dope to keep, making an impact towards those younger kids. Most definitely. Now, your biggest plans for 2017, what are your biggest plans for 2017 as an artist?
I really want to bust these shows out, and do them successfully. And I think the video will be great to finish by the end of the year, and really connecting with you guys. I think the biggest thing I can do really is to just do these shows and build a stronger set. So I'm excited every time I get to do a show, and I think that's having the right music, just getting to a point where everything is coming together, and I can show it to you guys and not feel like it wasn't exactly what I, right now is exactly what I want to give, and I'm happy I can do that on a show level. So just continuing that every month show, or build it up to once a week or whatever. Like, that's really what would be my biggest plans as far as for music and getting those videos out. Mm-hmm.
No doubt. And I definitely appreciate you. Definitely appreciate your time tonight. I don't want to take up too much time because I know you guys don't want to be. Now, as far as where to find you, social media, could you go ahead and share to us, our listeners, where to find you, your music, and so forth?
Okay, sure. Yeah, Facebook is facebook.com/GoRach1. And then SoundCloud is soundcloud.com/GoRach. And my Instagram is RachWorldBeat. And my Twitter is Rachel Worldbeat, so you can catch me at all those spots.
Alrighty, no doubt. Well, it's definitely been a pleasure talking with you tonight, chatting with you, and you look flawless. Like I said, you look beautiful tonight, and I hope you go ahead and rock out the show for real, for real. We definitely appreciate you being on Shay's Corner. I want you guys to tune in each and every Saturday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. I wish you the best tonight, and good luck, and most respect. Go ahead and introduce your track. Leaving out the show, that check, so we can go ahead and leave out with that.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I enjoyed myself.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
So this is Rach Check, and check me out on Shay's Corner. Thank you.